sometimes you have to tip your hat over to the other team. But this defense not creating turnovers, I think, is a big part of these losses. We have 13 interceptions in all of our other 6 games. These 2 games we have 0. So the defense has got to find a way to create turnovers today.
Well, and again, the big thing is we saw not a full 60 minutes, especially on the offensive side. Was 2 losses in the second half. What have you seen from the offense? Maybe just a lack of focus coming back out of the locker room, or what's really been the key struggle for that team not being able to play 60 minutes?
Well, it kind of goes with that whole Mike Leach coaching tree where this offense is great at times, it's rolling at times, but, man, when it's not going and you have a quick 3 and out, that puts a lot of pressure on your defense. This team was outrushed 203 to 64 yards last week versus UAB. That's a big problem. They have the ball 11 more minutes than you. That makes every single possession that this team has that much more important, and you're dealing with just such a smaller margin of error. And it's really come back to bite this team the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, definitely so, and it was a tough loss for North Texas last week, but they look to go back on the winning side. And, well, we have that parade coming up as well, coming up on the other side of the break. We'll also give you a closer look at the uniforms and the man behind everything that goes on with the homecoming traditions that bring it to life.
Yeah, and the parade is making its way back to the square. We'll have an update from along the route.
Stay with us.
Listen.
All it took was someone who would insist that I just try.
Suddenly, everything was turned around because they judge you.
You tell them, I don't need this.
No one is going to understand.
Unless they've been through it, how can they?
Then one day you realize
You feel so hopeless.
I need help. I need help.
You feel so hopeless.
Then one day you realize,
unless they've been through it, how can they understand?
I don't need this.
No one's going to judge you.
Suddenly everything was turned around because they insist that I just try.
All it took was someone who would just
listen.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. Find fun activities to do, like boating and biking, or camping and hiking, plus much more. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
And welcome back to a special edition of Mean Green Game Day here on the top of LSA Burger. And right now you're looking at one of my favorite homecoming traditions, the bonfire. Now, thousands of students and alumni at Apogee Stadium were there last night to see the Flames. Unfortunately, though, I was not one of those people able to be out there. I missed the bonfire.
You missed the show, man.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. They had fireworks going up. I love fire. I love fireworks. It was a great event.
Yeah, the homecoming bonfire is definitely one of my favorite ones.
You guys know it takes a week for them to set that up.
Yeah, actually, earlier this week, our reporter Cassandra Cornier met with the talents to see what goes on to preparing for one of the biggest pep rallies of the year.
For a week out of every year, members from Talons work from sunrise to sundown, stacking pallets for the UNT bonfire.
From 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. we're building every day, and then 10 p.m. to 9 a.m. we do night watch. And it's always 4 tiers, and the layers vary in each tier, but it's usually well over 15 layers per tier. So it's a pretty big bonfire. There's usually about 4,000 to 5,000 pallets every semester.
Whether it's pouring rain or scorching hot, the Talons work through any condition to have the stack done by Friday night.
Every year, there's no bonfire that's gone 100% smooth. It all has its problems. This year ours is the mud. We've gotten some plywood from student activities. They've been great to us. So we put those down so we can get our trucks in further, and so we could have something to walk on. We've definitely made sure more people have had work boots instead of just tennis shoes so they don't sink in.
One thing is for sure, the Spirit-filled organization keeps their Mean Green spirit alive throughout the week to ensure a memorable moment for students, alumni, and staff.
As of right now, like with all the mud, all the rain, it really doesn't feel like you're getting anything accomplished, but like once you actually see it burning, you feel that sense and you feel like you actually did something, and it feels good being able to say that you were the one that built this bonfire that everyone in the school can see.
You guys know you could say the bonfire was pretty lit last night.
It does appear that way. The fireworks looked really cool, and just a week to get all of that ready is remarkable. And there's obviously a whole lot of different events going on. We saw the Scrappy Games, obviously the bonfire, but there are also a couple of things where UNT students took some time out of their day to help those less fortunate.
Yeah, one of the greatest parts about homecoming is not only all the fun events, but taking the opportunity to give back as well. ntTV's Myrna Ortiz has more on how students came together to help package meals for underserved areas across the world.
UNT students with hairnets and gloves are ready to start an assembly line, working together to package rice and nutrients for underfed countries. The bags of rice go through the assembly line, then are sealed by a machine to go inside the box. The boxes will then go to countries in need of food.
I think that this is really good just because it takes advantage and kind of exploits the competitiveness of young people.
Rice Against Hunger connects with people across the world to end world hunger by 2030. It's a hands-on volunteering event that shows compassion in students during homecoming week.
It's a great way for them to spend part of their week doing something that's helpful to the rest of the world. So thanks to their help, this year we're going to package another 20,000 meals, which brings the total to over 60,000 meals that they've packaged over the past 3 years.
Volunteers will label the boxes and get them ready for shipment the next day.
If you couldn't make it out to the event, you can donate online by visiting riseagainsthunger.org.
And with the big game just under 5 hours away, UNT has plenty of activities besides the parade to get you ready for kickoff. Starting at 12:30 with the Mean Green March, 12:45 student tailgating begins. An absolutely beautiful day to get out there and have some fun. 1:30 those gates will open. You can watch a team warm up. At 2:20 the Green Brigade, our great marching band, they'll be out on the field playing all your favorites. And then 3 p.m. kickoff out at Apogee. Of course, if you're just now tuning in, the parade started right in front of the Super Pit over at the west side of campus. The floats will then head down Maple Street, passing right in front of everybody's favorite Kerr Hall. It will then take a left onto Maple Street, passing Fraternity and Sorority Row. Then the procession will hit West Hickory. They'll head down towards the square right here behind us in downtown, pass right by LSA. It'll then loop around the courthouse, head down West Oak Street, back onto Welch Street. I hope the driver has all these directions written down. The parade will then turn left onto Highland for that home stretch, passing right in front of the Hurley Administration Building and ending right where they began in the Super Pit. I hope he's got Waze on his phone is all I'm saying.
It does seem like a kind of chaotic day for the driver, for the one in front. And the parade did just start, and it's just moments away from arriving right behind us here on the square. But we do have Saji back out there on the street level. Saji, what's the atmosphere like out there?
Well, guys, if you can see, the parade is it's almost close into frame. Hopefully you guys can see it, but the Mean Green are having fun right now. Everybody's having a lot of fun. There's one Mean Green fan that's having a lot of fun. Here is Sheila. Sheila, how are you today?
I'm good. I'm good.
So why did you decide to come out today?
We come out every year with the family. It's a great time for the kids to see and support Mean Green.
Yes. So are you going to the homecoming game?
We are going to the homecoming game. Whoop! We're super excited.
Can I get a Go Mean Green?
Go Mean Green!
Everybody's having fun here. I'm really excited. Hopefully I can give you an update on all the floats here, but for now, back to you guys.
Thank you, Saji. And coming up on the other side of the break, green or white? After the break, we'll give you a closer look at the man responsible for the uniform combinations for the Mean Green.
Well, let's take a look at how the Conference USA race is shaping up.
And the parade is making its way to downtown Denton. Stay tuned.
Bye-bye.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right?
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
It's fine that other people like you. It's more important that you like yourself. And I'm comfortable with every part of me. Meals on Wheels coming to my door as someone who's housebound assures me that I'm not forgotten. They care that I'm okay. My name is Asha Ida Bell. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
I'm a retired school psychologist, and helping people was my thing. After my stroke, when Meals on Wheels started, I was on the other end of the stick, so to speak. And I appreciated it very much, the attention that was given. My name is Julius Gaines, creative writer, poet, photographer. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes, and you come to mine. This is it. First impression. My way in. But here's the thing. Can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Can one piece of paper really tell you my whole story? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or how anytime there was an opportunity, I was the first one to step up. Because I wasn't gonna let my life, my circumstances dictate who I was gonna become. And all of that determination, the commitment, the drive, that's me. And that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent, like me.
Oh, emojis! I thought the conversation just got dumber.
Ugh, internet trolls, just ignore them.
I like you just the way you are.
I believe in you!
She's a hugger. Give her a squeeze.
Help up the hand!
Ah, there you go.
Thanks, mate.
You're killing it, Jane!
And you are getting a live look now as the parade is in full swing. You see the floats heading down here toward LSA. We'll see them in just a few minutes. Welcome back into Mean Green Game Day, live from LSA Burger on the Square. Nick Laupie's here again, joined by Alexis Trinidad and Josh Conrad. And guys, before the floats get here and we get all that excitement, let's take a quick look at Conference USA. UAB with the win last week. Well, they're still in that top spot, and they've come a long way these past couple of years.
Yeah, absolutely. Coming off of 3 years ago, they didn't even have a team, and now they're one of the teams on top. Last season, they had 10 straight home wins, and right now they're 4-0 in conference play. So that's definitely a team to watch.
Yeah, Bill Clark's done an absolutely amazing job down there. How about Louisiana Tech last night, though? They go into Florida Atlantic and beat Lane Kiffin. I think the Lane train has come off the rails a little bit. We all were so excited for that Louisiana Tech North Texas game here in a couple weeks. And now it's like, man, those two teams, Florida Atlantic will be playing for a bowl spot. But UAB has been absolutely amazing. Spencer Brown, AJ Elderly. It was a team that a lot of people thought could be this good this year. We just didn't know quite if they could put it all together. But they absolutely have right now.
Yeah, talking about Florida Atlantic, 1-3 now and 3-5. And last year, after dominating Conference USA, blowing out North Texas in both of those games, now might not even make a bowl game. It just kind of speaks to the kind of competition that we've seen in Conference USA so far this season.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely stepped up. And in that East Division alone, FIU has been absolutely amazing this year. What Butch Davis has done there has been incredible. Their quarterback, James Morgan, I would ask you who you think the best quarterback this year in Conference USA has been. We all would say Mason Fine.
Yeah.
The highest quarterback efficiency in this conference is James Morgan and FIU. They have 2 losses on the year. One of those was to Miami and Indiana. Pretty close. They've beaten Middle Tennessee. Now they do play Marshall that final weekend, Thanksgiving weekend on the 24th. That's going to probably decide the East Division. But FIU has just been amazing this year.
So then looking at that, we see UAB, Southern Miss, and La Tech. They're all in that top spot too, waiting maybe for UAB to slip up. But who do you guys see winning the divisions and meeting in the conference championship this year?
I mean, I'll go with the 2 favorites right now. I like to keep it safe, bet chalk. I'm going to go UAB and FIU. Those 2 teams have just been so good. I would love to see James Morgan and that FIU offense go up against that UAB defense. It would be an absolutely amazing matchup.
I agree with that as well.
All right, and so Conference USA, definitely very competitive. But real quick, let's take a look. I got to meet with one of the equipment managers and the guy who's in charge of the entire operation for the revamped North Texas uniforms. With green, white, black, and chrome, the Mean Green football team have plenty of options when it comes to suiting up on the field.
Last time I checked, we have over 244 combinations. Yeah, because we have, especially this year, we have 5 pairs of pants, 5 different jersey tops that we're wearing, and we have 4 different color helmets that we can use. Now with that, we have 4 different color helmets, but we also do little different things to each helmet along the season to give it a fresh look or a different look compared to what it was at the beginning of the season.
And using a fresh look is exactly what they plan to do against the Rice Owls.
Same helmets we wore against, for the throwback game, we just took the gray mask off, put a black one on, and then put a fresh Diving Eagle logo on it.
The Diving Eagle was a big part of VIA's rebranding of the uniform.
Yeah, you know, in April of 2017 when I got hired, that was the first task given to me, is to help rebrand our uniforms, you know, about getting together, you know, kind of our new Denton look at the time it was. You know, that's kind of where we're going with social media and where we're going, so we kind of wanted to have a fresh take on things.
And while there are many factors that play into what uniform to wear that week, including how long it takes to fix up the helmets and clean the jerseys, Mike Villa and the rest of the equipment staff always like getting the players' feedback.
Talk to the players and I'll ask their opinion. I want them to be involved also because I want them to feel good, look good, play good.
And so right there you saw just what it takes to get the uniforms ready, game day ready, and we saw a quick little glimpse there of the helmets they're wearing today, something that they've never done before, but it's going to be the white helmets, a black face mask, never done before for North Texas. You have the green Diving Eagle, then the green uniforms, and then the black pants, throwback to 1967. Real quick thoughts.
I mean, I love the thoughts. This uniform department has done an amazing job this year. Yeah.
I agree. I like those uniforms as well. They look pretty
so
solid.
Definitely really cool to see yet another uniform combination coming up on the other side of the break. Well, the parade is coming right back toward us, so we'll have all your coverage coming up, so stay with us here on Mean Green Game Day.
Imagine it's ice cream day at the office. And everyone from the day before voted for their favorite flavor. Everyone but you. You decided not to vote. The flavor they picked isn't the one that you wanted. But can you really complain? Shh! Now imagine that with an elected official.
Choose not to vote, choose not to be heard. Get registered today.
Again, on top of LSA Burger, as we have the parade coming in now is very exciting. We see the crowd and everyone out there as well as the parade starting to make its way down here. What are you guys most excited for the parade today? Any certain float that you guys are most excited about?
I love just colors, noises, vibrant things, all that stuff.
I hope they throw some candy up to this level. That's what I loved as a kid, going to Christmas Day parades or whatever type of parade, and you get the candy thrown at you. So hopefully they got good arms on the floats.
So I know for me at least, this is the first time I'll be actually being able to see a UNT homecoming parade. Have you guys been to a homecoming parade so far at your time at North Texas?
I personally never have. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, it's like 10 a.m. right now. No, normally I wake up around noon on Saturdays, so I'm excited to see it, just like you guys are.
And you see right there, it's starting to make its way down here. We have the police escorts, and then you see the band, the Green Brigade, Josh, like you said, one of the best bands in the land, making its way, leads off the parade. And now, Joe, just a couple of really cool things, the different types of floats and the student organizations that come up with these floats and kind of the things that they do around campus and then what they also have on their floats. It's definitely really cool. I know you have a lot of information about just everything that they put on their floats in order for this parade.
Yeah, absolutely. So they're judged on a couple of things, creativity, originality being some of those for sure. How well they stick to the theme of the Mean Green Game Show is another one. I'm really interested to see that because that's not really common.
And we see it's getting a little bit closer. We can start to hear them in our ear.
I jumped when I heard the police siren.
Do you think they have Boomer the Cannon with them too? Because
I hope
if
not,
they fire that off, then I'm going to be falling off the desk here.
If they have Boomer the Cannon, I'll be like coming to the side. I'll be ducking for sure, but I hope they don't fire that off.
A T-shirt cannon, though, I would
T-shirt
like.
cannon.
That can get up here for sure. I don't know
well,
about
they do have the new T-shirt cannons out at Apogee.
Cannon.
A candy cannon.
You can put candy in a cannon, shoot it up here.
Candy cannon cam.
Oh, easily. I mean, we're only only
Scrappy,
20 feet out here.
If Scrappy's the mascot that we think he is, he can put candy in a cannon and get it up to this desk.
As we see, it's making its way right behind us. I don't know if we can get a shot of the Green Brigade coming in as well. But, you know, always love hearing that band as we see them coming through now. And we see a lot of people lined up as well on the streets, really excited for this parade.
I'm ready to suit me up right now, man.
Yeah?
I hear that
You
fun
pumped?
song.
I'm hyped.
I'm ready. I haven't played since my glory days of being a 6-string backup in high school, but, man, I'm ready. Pad me up right now, Coach.
Put him in. He's ready to go. We have the police escort coming through right now, as well as, like you said, the Mean Green Brigade playing all of our fight songs ready to go.
Yeah, and we hear them right there as that starts off the parade. And we see here, look at all the little kids there excited. Josh, like you said, they're ready for some candy as we see them coming through.
I thought about leaving y'all to go down there in between commercials, but
well, they go down there, and the Green Brigade coming through, marching through, and what stamina these guys have. They have to march not only this entire parade route, but then they got to book it on over to Apogee, and they got to play a whole game here in a little bit.
And what a great way, especially when you're playing a team like Rice, that the spread's 30 points. You're supposed to win. It's supposed to be an easy game.
Yeah.
What a way to have an event like homecoming and get the community fired up, the fans fired up, and especially the players fired up.
Yeah, look at those brass instruments have to work at the hardest for sure, because all that wind coming through, all that takes a lot of breath, takes a lot of energy.
Yeah, definitely exciting, and we see the band coming through. Let's toss it back down to Saji, who's on street level. Saji, what's the atmosphere like down there right now?
Well, guys, the first part of the parade passes, but the second wave that's on its way. Hopefully it can come into frame so you guys can see. But they've been handing out some really great stuff. I got here a lollipop here. Obviously, I love candy. They handed out some Mean Green flavored ice cream, always part of the season. You got to love homecoming. Everybody's on their feet here. We've seen horses. We've seen the homecoming court come by to try and get some last second votes. I don't know, but here they come. It's going to be really good. Homecoming's here. I'm so excited. I'm going to have some of this ice cream after I'm done. But for now, back to you guys.
All right, as we see the parade coming through, we have obviously the homecoming parade is a lot of fun, but everything going on with homecoming is always a lot of fun. We've seen this past week, homecoming royalty, they've been battling it out throughout this past week. Student selected serves.
I have some news for you. There's free food right there, junk food. You see that truck? Oh, jeez. It's a 2 Michelin star chef. All for free, ladies and gentlemen. All for free.
Here we have a panzanella with summer vegetables and pesto. Enjoy. How we doing?
Fantastic. So what do you got going on underneath that plate there?
This food is really about to be thrown away.
Yeah.
Bro? Is there something wrong with this food? Where did you get it from?
From farmers markets. They put aside the ugly vegetables and the ugly fruits.
Carrot top, soft avocados. It was all food that was going to be discarded.
Even the drink you had is made from like a little bruised peach. Did it taste a little bruised?
Great. It's good.
The average person throws away 24 pounds of food a month. That's a lot. Isn't that a lot? Go visit SaveTheFood.com for more information. Thank you. Junk food time!
Hey, did you register to vote yet?
No, not really.
But your vote counts.
Really? Why?
There are many reasons why. First and foremost, by voting, you're electing your own representative. Second, the candidates that you vote for can affect your life through the economy, healthcare, immigration, and your education.
That's pretty cool. But how did you do that?
Just like this.
What is creativity?
The ability to probe into something you don't know, to answer questions previously not answered.
And resist the temptation to say what everybody else has said.
Using the different mediums, combining the different mediums.
It's taking what we have and reassembling it and using it in a different manner.
Describes what free people do.
It has something to do with dreaming. It's actually what life's all about.
And welcome back here on the square, Denton Town Square at LSA Burger. We're on the patios. We see and hear the parade behind us. The Green Brigade just went past us, so a little bit quieter now, but with the parade going on, of course, we talked about homecoming all week long. Royalty, the 10 candidates have been duking it out the whole week. We see Student Selected serves a role model for the student body, also receives $1,000 in fundraising, or in funding, rather, for a campus impact project. As we see right here, there's the homecoming court just a second there, but it's really cool that this year they added that. The winner gets $1,000 funding for a campus impact project, and each one of the 10 homecoming people got to have their own campaign.
And you saw ntTV's own Ashley
Yeah.
Pickle on that float with her.
She's able to.
She got her knee brace on.
She's been going hard this week,
going hard.
and she's been really working hard as we see.
They
Oh,
do have
there
the
is
cannon.
Boomer. Uh-oh.
All right, I'm plugging my ears.
We got to make sure they don't fire that thing. But, again, the homecoming back to the court, you have really cool to have that $1,000 grant, and it's really been cool for all Royalty. We've seen them walking around all week on campus, like you said, Ashley, working hard in a boot, fractured during one of the homecoming events, but it's been really cool to see the those 10 students really representing the university well.
Yeah, absolutely. Ashley's a project, each candidate gets a project. Hers alone is to spend the money that she gets from the funding to help teach international students about American football. Pretty fitting because she's trying to be a sideline reporter and currently the MC for the Mean Green Games.
Yeah, a great way to get students that wouldn't know anybody on campus, get them around and involved in the community. It's great. All the candidates have been great all week. Seen them with their sashes around campus. It's really been cool to see them trying to get the vote.
Now, Josh, I know that you studied abroad over the summer in London. Would you, by chance, if London maybe did something like that, one of those kind of things, how willing would you be able to go and kind of learn about some of their stuff over there?
I'd go on the soccer pitch a little bit.
Yeah.
I'd kick it around. When I was a kid, I actually fell asleep playing goalie, so they'd have to teach that out of me. But I'd definitely give it a shot. It'd be awesome. So it's a great program. Obviously, we'll see who winner is at halftime. Can't wait.
Yeah, there is a little bit of controversy behind those candidates, though. This year is the first year we're only choosing one royal winner, I guess, so to speak, rather than having a male and female role.
And it's based off of merit this year now. Voting does count for about 25%, but a lot of the big things is the resume. What are the stuff you do on campus, and then also the Campus Impact Project, and just how involved are you at UNT? And we definitely have the 10 probably most involved people at North Texas on the court as we see here. A couple of more floats. Now, Alexis, I know you've had some more information on some of the floats that we're seeing come by here and some of the organizations.
Yeah, absolutely. The float we just saw was the Folklorico de UNT. They aim to keep Mexican culture alive through the Folklorico dances there. There's not really a lot of members in it. It's still kind of a young organization, about 8 members going strong. But they have tons of passion, tons of spirit, and they're all working their way up to become a big organization like some of the ones we see today.
And the floats, I mean, the amount of detail on them is insane. The pomping that they do takes so much time. If you have a friend that's on an organization that has a float, you have not seen them for a couple of weeks. I think most people will be happy to get their friends and family back tonight. But just amazing. The creativity you can see there, the passion, the detail that the students put in for this, it really makes homecoming a special treat here around Denton.
Have either of y'all helped out at all? Maybe like if you did have a friend, either of y'all kind of been firsthand and see how long it takes and how much detail goes into it?
I've been firsthand, and then I was secondhand for the rest of the event. I saw how much work it was, and for me, I had to back out. But they put a lot of work in, and you can see it on the floats.
Absolutely. Not only does the homecoming itself take so much time and so much people, so much energy, but these floats just as well. They have to be in their top, most beautiful state because basically all of Denton comes out to see. As you can see, there's tons of people here on the square, lots of kids. Kids love creativity, colors, things like that.
And they're competing for the Spirit Cup, 1 of 2 cups. You got to make that spirit board. You have the Scrappy Games at Apogee, Yell Like Hell, then obviously the parade. Then you also have the Scrappy Cup given to the team with the most points for doing service points like Rise for Hunger, Animal Shelter. So there's a little bit of competition between these teams as well.
So I know it's something we always talk about on Mean Green Game Day is the hashtag New Denton. That started when South Latrobe came here. Now, again, I can't speak. I've only been here since Latrobe has been here. But I tell you what, there is a different kind of energy when you're looking down on the square and how many people are turning up. People were lining up around 9 a.m. this morning to get some pretty good seats. And I'm not sure if that's something that we've seen the whole time, but definitely with the success of not only football but the entire athletics program, and has helped draw a lot of kind of positive energy around this university. We see that here today.
Well, I remember my freshman year homecoming. Portland State didn't care how many parades or floats we had. They came in, but the energy's definitely improved since then. Hopefully there's no Portland State type event today, so definitely a better atmosphere right now.
Well, and I know we're up here, so we can't get the full effect of the parade, but we do have Saji, who's been down parade level all morning long. Saji, what's it like down there?
Well, with the truck passing that way, this is going to end the homecoming parade, at least on this end, as people are going to try and migrate over to try and see most of the parade here. And I got to say, I saw some amazing things. Like I said earlier, I saw horses and carriages. I haven't seen that in such a long time. I got a little bit of souvenir here. I got a little bit of football. I'm really excited for that. Really good memory here for my first homecoming parade. I saw a lot of great organizations here. I saw the Spanish Association. I saw the esports. I saw UNT International here. Good to see all diversities represented here in the parade. Lots of stuff, people expressing their voices. You can see the Mean Green. They're really excited here for homecoming, as homecoming is a really exciting time as we're going to prepare for the football game later today. Hopefully we can see more of the parade. And I even saw the Fine Arts Series walk by. I had these great cardboard masks of some sort. They were massive, at least 4 or 5 feet high, and they were actually wearing them and walking by. I saw a little kid behind me shout "Monster," and he was really shouting. He said "Cookie Monster" at one point. That was really adorable. I wish you guys could have seen that. But overall, this has just been a really fun parade. Everybody's having fun. You can really tell that New Denton, the new culture, has really changed all around. People are having more fun. They're more excited to see everything that's going on. That's just what you get with UNT culture, especially with the football team doing so good. But right now, that's going to be it here. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Saji. Definitely looks like a whole lot of fun down there. We're getting the good aerial view as we see still a lot of spirit. Now, I haven't been able to make it out to a whole lot of the events this week, but a lot of homecoming events. We get a little gust of wind, but going through, I'm not sure if y'all have been able to make it out to any of the events, but what has been the coolest one that you've at least seen or read of so far?
I always say the bonfire. I think that
Bonfire.
takes so much effort to go into. They don't just burn just random things like I feel like they used to. They set up a whole actual display to burn. It takes a lot of effort for that.
I mean, as you can see, more floats coming in. I really love the comedy show, or the comedy show.
Oh, yeah.
CAW. To bring the Sheer Zamata, an SNL alum. I love watching on SNL. To have that high profile of a speaker, and the fact that our Spirit Board brings them in for homecoming. Shout out to the UPC here at UNT, the student UPC, to book a big speaker like that. That was amazing. Great game show themed float right there.
Yeah, see right there, had the Wheel of Fortune board right there, and definitely a really cool just morning going on. We see all the, like you said, the creativity of the floats is really something else. And you know, these are college students, you know, 20.
Up at 10:30 in the morning.
Yeah,
walking.
yeah. Well, I mean, they had to be here maybe around 8 or 9 to start with the judging, but that's after, like you said, 2 or so weeks of getting everything prepared, as we see just some really impressive floats coming through right now, right behind us here at LSA.
Yeah, there's a lot of game shows out there. The first one I thought of was Family Feud, and then just now I saw like a Wheel of Fortune kind of themed one. So they have a lot to go off of.
Yeah, great theme this year.
They did have a sort of Family Feud kind of thing in the Lyceum a couple of days ago, and so it's just really been cool to see those different kind of events to really bring across the whole university coming through. And we see the end of the parade now passing through LSA, and I tell you what, I'm not sure if it's easy to decide or if it's even possible to decide a favorite float. All the different just creativity, they all get some pretty impressive style points.
Good luck to whoever threw out the most candy gets my vote. Yeah.
I see they're throwing candy right down there.
There we go.
Grab some, Josh.
The kinesiology department's throwing out candy.
All about physical health, throwing out candy. Candy or granola bars, one of the two.
So do they get your vote for the best?
No, I mean, it was just a truck. That's just not technically a float. I don't know what the definition of a float is, but
hard judge.
Hard judge.
Yeah, very. But again, just really cool to see, and of course it's looping back around, going back to the Super Pit, and it's just a really great way to get all the festivities going. Obviously, tailgating going out later on at the Hill at Apogee. It's a 3 o'clock game for UNT versus Rice. We saw the parade just come past us here, but now we're looking forward to the game later in the afternoon against Rice as North Texas looks to bounce back and get their 7th win of the season. We'll take a closer look coming up on the other side of the break. We'll preview North Texas versus Rice, and we'll also go back down to Saji at street level, it looks like he's having a good time down there.
I miss him up here, man. I miss
the
little
it is
guy.
tough not having him up here, but he's doing a great job down there, and I'm sure he's having a lot of fun. So we'll go back to him on the other side of the break, so stay with us on Mean Green Game Day.
People think I'm trash, but they're wrong. Today I'm just an aluminum can, but one day I could be a stadium.
Don't let salmonella get funky with your chicken. On average, 1 in 6 Americans will get a foodborne illness this year. So learn the right temperature to cook each type of meat. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
Okay, so what would you bring to my company?
What do you need?
I need problem-solving skills.
I got through high school without a car, a phone, or a computer.
No college degree, though.
Not yet, but life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
Alvin and the Chipmunks want to remind you, bacteria can hide in food and make you ill.
Wow.
But you can keep bacteria from ruining your day with 4 simple steps. Clean.
I'm waiting for the rinse cycle.
Separate. Cook. And chill.
We chipmunks are notoriously tidy.
Check your steps. The road trip to food safety starts at foodsafety.gov.
So how was work?
It was 1,300 hours. My math class from 302 was in the trenches. Davy Roth had it the worst. Fractions were coming at him left and right. He just didn't get the damn things. 2 days ago, I tried to teach him what 1/4 of 1/2 was using different sizes of blocks. Yesterday, I tried again by dividing up pizza. Both missions failed.
Oh no.
But today, I was ready. I created a combat math game where the only way to beat the enemy is to out-fraction them. Davy conquered every last denominator. My game was so successful, the principal is deploying it to math squadrons all over the school. Anywho, how was your day?
Oh, today my boss treated the office to salad wraps.
Salad wraps.
I know.
The earthquakes you see in movies are one thing, but real life is a completely different animal. Just because you can't predict an earthquake doesn't mean that you can't prepare for one. In the event of a real earthquake, you should drop, cover, and hold on. Visit ready.gov/earthquake and practice what to do to keep you and your family safe in the event of a real earthquake. And you'll be seen as a hero by your family and your loved ones.
Visit ready.gov/earthquake today.
As you see right there, a live look at Apogee Stadium on a picture-perfect day, kickoff at 3 o'clock. But right now, we've still got a lot of parade left as we see some pretty big-time floats now coming our ways. Look at that one.
What do you guys think the blanks are on that one? Anybody got
light the I know it's tower.
Tower.
I was
Okay,
trying to think of something
I was a little concerned.
They should have had a mini tower in the middle.
These floats are making the Knies department look a little slacking, man. These guys have brought it. These have got my vote. That light the tower one was good. They make you. I like a float that makes you think a little bit.
It does make you
Gives
think
you
a little bit. Got to finish the thought there. We see also Denton High School coming through. We have just
a much more serious look right here.
Yeah, absolutely. JROTC coming through.
10 out of 10 for the uniforms. On point. They don't need a float.
Those got to be hot, though. Those have to be hot. They're walking in the sun.
It's hot up here in
be
a suit.
sweaty.
Yeah. We're in the shade now a little bit, and they're right there in direct
in
sunlight. It's definitely good for them. And we see the back of that float has the wheel of
they chose multiple game shows to run with.
I'm not a judge, but whoever is the judge, that one should win.
At least
not sure
probably
what team
most
they
creative.
Most creative. good set design. See this one? I mean,
you don't like this one?
Little Shop of Horrors. One of the cool things about the parade as well is that they go to local businesses for sure.
It was very cool.
Yeah, and so we see the second wave. So here's UNT International. They've been doing the flag marching.
I like all the flags.
So that's also really cool. But we've seen the second wave of floats coming through now. But we have toward the end of the parade, Saji is over back down. It's ending near him. We'll go back down to Saji. What's going on down there?
Well, lucky for us, the parade is making its way back down here, and you can still catch it. If you haven't seen it yet, now's your chance. Come down here to Welch, Hickory, and Highland Street. Just make your way down here to try and see it. But also coming up, I'll be giving my prediction on the North Texas Rice game. You can't miss it. Back to you guys.
I'm down.
And so thank you, Saji. Definitely been really cool.
You better bring me back some candy from down there.
Some candy?
Yeah, bring it, Saji.
You haven't had any. We might be able to get some good food up here after the show, but we still got a little bit of time to go, and we still got some time before that UNT Rice game coming up on the other side of the break. We'll take a closer look at this Conference USA matchup as North Texas looks to get back into the win column at Apogee Stadium, so stay with us here on Mean Green Game Day.
I was 0.5 credits away from completing high school, and I didn't do it. My support team never stopped pushing for me to be better because they knew who I could become as a person. I've been given an opportunity, and I'm just thankful for it.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
UNT is more than 125 years in the making. To find new solutions, we create a new point of view. We know what's possible when creativity, originality, and independent thought converge. We're ranked a Tier 1 research university. We're home to excellence the size of Texas. Define your future at UNT and soar to new heights.
Welcome back to LSA Burger Mean Green Game Day Homecoming Edition. 10:47. The parade's been going on for about 47 minutes. We've been hearing all morning long from Saji down parade level, and we see now the end of the parade is coming through, and been some impressive floats, but you always like seeing the finale and the final floats now coming through as we near the end of the parade and get a little bit closer to kickoff.
Can't wait for the game. What was on our screen there with the guys with the heads? They don't.
So it looks like it's the Fine Arts series of UNT. They aren't really on theme, but I'm gonna roll with it.
I think that's the Rice.
Creative.
The Rice band got in our parade. The mob is doing one of their skits. That's terrifying.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. Maybe I'm trying to really figure out what they are. It says Mean Green Golf.
I mean, that is impressive, though. I mean, think of how long and how much manpower it took to build those things and the scale of those things, and then to be able to put that on your head and then walk in the sun for about an hour.
The scale of the terror of the little kids down there is also pretty high.
The ache of the neck they must be experiencing right now. Some of them are holding on to their heads, and some of them are just walking straight through with it right on top of their head. That's
it's good art,
gotta take practice.
It makes you think.
Not
as much as the.
That's interpretive, right?
It's interpretive. Yeah. Each their own.
So they're really playing into that fine art series. Then they're making you think.
I don't know about what. I don't. But no, good job. Obviously, you can tell a lot of effort put into it. Just maybe I don't.
Well, I mean,
yeah,
it is a little spooky, but I mean, Halloween's just a couple of days away as we look here. Maybe you like this more a little. It's a little more traditional for you, Josh.
That's nice. They have a horn. They have a lot of balloons.
One of those train horns. People put those on tracks. Those are not okay. Those are scary.
I like that one.
This one looks very family-friendly oriented.
They got some
little hayride.
The final float passing right behind us will end, at least where we are, will end the 2018 homecoming parade, but they still got to get their way all the way back to the Super Pit. So now the parade is past us. Now what we have to look forward to, UNT versus Rice. Let's pitch it back one more time down to field level. Saji, he always has a lot of stats, a lot of opinions. Saji, what do you see going for UNT and Rice this afternoon?
Well, guys, we're just a few hours away from North Texas taking on Rice here at homecoming, and to me, this is a must-win situation for the Mean Green. You're coming off a huge loss against UAB. It looked like you had the game, but in the second half, you haven't really seen North Texas play a full 60 minutes. I haven't seen that yet. So they've had key losses in Conference USA battles, so with that loss, it kind of takes them out of the Conference USA race. But you got to put that to the side. You're here at homecoming. You got to try and win this game against Rice. Statistically, Mason Fine, he's the best quarterback in Conference USA. There's no doubt about that. He's one of the best quarterbacks in college football. This is a must-win situation. They got to establish the run game. You've seen that the run game hasn't really been anything since Lauren Easley was out. So I expect the run game to be really good. I know the passing game is going to be fine. The defense also has to step up, and they need to do second half adjustments. You've seen many times that they don't adjust in the second half. So I expect the Mean Green to adjust here, and I'm taking North Texas. I think Mean Green's going to come here and absolutely destroy Rice. That's my prediction. But Nick, I kind of want to hear your predictions. What do you think is going to happen? Back to you guys.
Thank you, Saji, and of course, always so much knowledge and obviously the predictions. North Texas just has that advantage. They're at home. We'll look at Rice here in a few seconds, but just so much going on. UNT homecoming, they have the experience. Rice has been struggling really throughout. After week one, they got the win, then lost 7 straight. North Texas keeps that losing streak for Rice going. They get the win today.
Yeah, absolutely. It's our homecoming game, so I'm definitely in favor. 1-7 isn't a good record. They have yet to actually win a game in a conference play this season so far, so that's not looking out for them.
This Rice team is not great, quite frankly. They are 122nd in the FBS in scoring offense, 128th in pass efficiency defense. North Texas thrives passing the football. I think this is a matchup where North Texas is just going to overwhelm them a little bit too early. Rice is starting a true freshman at quarterback here today. True freshman threw 2 interceptions last week, only threw 6 passes. So this is a defense that I think the turnovers are going to get back on track, maybe pass LSU, be in the top, but I think North Texas gets the win. I think this one's over by halftime. Hopefully we can see who won homecoming, get home early. North Texas big today.
North Texas big today. Hopefully that's the case. Play a full 60 minutes, hopefully out there at Apogee. And if you weren't pumped enough already for this game, well, Saji, not only has he been doing some great reporting down on the field, he's also an editor as well, as he got this hype video ready for us. Take a look to get you pumped for this afternoon's game. Man, if that does not get you excited for this homecoming game against Rice, I don't know what will. But, again, we already gave our predictions. I think we all agreed. Even Saji said most people here in Denton are saying North Texas gets the win. But, again, we've seen some times where North Texas comes in as the favorite and maybe struggle a little bit. Josh, I'm going to start with you. Keys to the game for North Texas to really just make sure they secure this victory.
I think I said it last year. We were playing UTEP or somebody. And I said they just had to get off the bus and not get hurt. I'm not going to say that again because I think that game was a little closer than we might have wanted it last year. This team's got to stay focused. Rice is 9th fewest in penalties in the country. So they're not doing much with it. They're 1-7, but they don't get penalized probably because the game's over by halftime. This team has they've just got to come out, get your offense back to what it was. This team, first 3 weeks of the season, absolutely dominated opponents. The offense flowed. The defense looked great. Get a running game today. Get confidence going into it. I'm very interested in the motivation of this North Texas team. You're already bowl eligible. Most likely you're out of the divisional race. So what's your motivation today to get off the bus? This is a big game recruiting-wise. Rice and Mike Bloomgreen, they want to come in and say, hey, we're the best program in Texas right now at the Conference USA level. We can go into Denton and win. You have to match that same energy because Rice, they're not going to a bowl game this year. They're putting it all out there on the line today. North Texas need to come focused, fired up, get the big homecoming win. I think they will because I think the leadership on this team with Mason Fine, other guys like that, have that leadership mentality. This team just got to come out fired up. Don't get hurt coming off the bus either. That's probably a good strategy.
Do you have anything to add? I know Josh kind of covered a lot of stuff there.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that for sure. Just stay focused, 60-minute. You know, we got to be a 60-minute team. Anything can happen in sports all the time. So, like he said, Mason Fine is going to fire up a lot of people, not only on the field, but off the field as well. Those stands love some Mason Fine for sure. They really do.
All right, so real quick before we go, North Texas probably get the win. Do they put up more than 40 points? They've struggled the past couple of weeks putting up a lot of points. But do they get back in that kind of firing on all cylinders and get back up to 40-plus points maybe?
I think they do. I think this is a game where you need to score early, play as many young guys as possible. There's a new redshirt rule this year. Guys can play in 4 games without burning the red shirt. This is a game where you want to see the guys from high school from last year. You want to get them in the game. And so this team needs to have a quick start to get everybody in. This is a great get experience game. But, yeah, over 40. I'll take it.
I agree, for sure, easily.
All right, so you heard. I'm going to say they put up at least 40. I think this is a Rice defense that has struggled throughout the season, and the offense for North Texas has been spectacular. That'll do it here from LSA. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for everyone showing up and helping out bright and early in the morning. Call time was at 8 a.m., and all these fabulous crew getting up here very early and setting everything up, make sure we looked all right. The parade was amazing. Thanks for tuning in. We got the game coming up at 3 o'clock. A big thank you for Drake Lawson, director back in studio, Seth Biley out here in LSA, and Daniela Ibarra, our producer, also Martin Zarenko getting everything going, our portable studio up here so that we could go live. And for Josh Conrad and Alexis Trinidad, I'm Nick Lapia saying so long from LSA.